Welcome to today's episode. We're exploring unique ways to travel without cash. It's a hot topic, especially as more people are going cashless.
Absolutely. With digital payments everywhere, cash is becoming less essential. But traveling without any cash can still be tricky, right?
Definitely. Some people worry about emergencies, but with the right tools, you can manage. Have you traveled cashless before?
I have. Last summer, I did a whole trip using only my debit card and phone. It felt weird at first. Did you ever try that?
I did actually, but I always kept a little cash just in case. What motivated you to go fully digital?
Mainly convenience. I hate fumbling with coins or exchanging bills. Plus, it feels safer. But I did run into one issue: street vendors.
Oh, that's a classic. A lot of small businesses still prefer cash. Did you find a workaround?
I did. Some vendors now use QR codes for payments. I used mobile payment apps, and it worked surprisingly well.
That's cool. QR codes are popping up everywhere. It's like living in the future. But what about places with no signal?
That was the biggest challenge. Once, my app couldn't connect and I had to borrow Wi-Fi from a cafe. Ever been in a similar spot?
Yes, actually. In a rural area, my card reader didn't work. I ended up asking a local to help me. Sometimes old-fashioned kindness saves the day.
For sure. It also shows that technology isn't perfect. Do you think it's risky to travel without cash, especially abroad?
It depends. In big cities, you're usually fine. But in remote places, card acceptance drops. Do you research payment options before you travel?
Always. I check if my card works, if there are ATMs, and if mobile payments are popular. But honestly, sometimes it's a gamble.
Right. And losing your card is a nightmare. Have you heard of virtual cards as a backup?
I have. Some banks offer disposable virtual cards. You can use them for a single transaction and then delete them. It's pretty handy.
That adds a layer of security, too. No one can steal your card info. But what about splitting bills with friends?
Online transfer apps are lifesavers. Apps like Venmo or Revolut make splitting costs easy, but only if everyone's using them.
True, and sometimes people have different apps. That's when things get complicated. Ever had to download a new app just to pay someone?
More times than I can count. It's like having a digital wallet stuffed with random coins, but it does make group travel easier.
Speaking of wallets, do you use a physical wallet at all anymore?
Only for cards and ID. My cash slot usually has receipts and old train tickets. I guess it's sentimental at this point.
I get that. There's something nostalgic about holding a paper ticket. But do you ever miss using cash?
Sometimes, like when you want to tip someone discreetly or buy street food. Digital tips just don't feel the same.
I agree. There's a personal touch with cash. But on the flip side, tracking expenses is easier with digital payments.
Absolutely. I love seeing where my money goes. Have you ever found a surprise expense in your statement?
Oh yes, like that extra coffee I swore I didn't buy. Digital records keep me honest, though. Do you set budgets using apps?
I do. I use budgeting apps to stay on track, especially when traveling. It's easier than keeping receipts.
That's smart. But let's talk about emergencies. What if your phone dies or your card gets lost?
Always carry a backup card and keep digital copies of important documents. I also memorize a few phone numbers. Old school, but effective.
Good tips. Some travelers use prepaid debit cards for emergencies too. Have you tried those?
Yes, you can load a set amount and use it anywhere. If it gets lost, the risk is minimal. It's peace of mind.
That's a clever way to limit losses. Do you think cashless travel will become the norm everywhere?
Eventually, yes, but it'll take time. Some countries are faster to adopt than others. It's a cultural shift.
True. I've been to places where cash is still king, but younger travelers seem more comfortable without it.
Definitely. I think it's partly about confidence in the system. The more reliable digital payments get, the more people will trust them.
Trust is key. Also, language barriers can be easier with digital payments. No more struggling to understand foreign currencies.
Good point. You just tap and go, but sometimes tech can create awkward moments. Ever had a payment fail at the worst time?
Too many times. Like standing in line with a crowd behind me, I just want to disappear when that happens.
Same. It's like the modern version of dropping your wallet in front of everyone. Embarrassing, but unavoidable.
At least with digital payments, you can usually troubleshoot quickly. But what about privacy concerns?
That's a big issue. Every transaction leaves a digital trail. Some people worry about data being sold or hacked.
I get that. I try to use payment apps with good security features, but nothing is completely foolproof.
Agreed. It's a trade-off between convenience and privacy. Still, I think most people choose convenience.
Especially when traveling. No one wants to waste time searching for ATMs or worrying about exchange rates.
Exactly. Digital payments can save a lot of hassle. Plus, you don't have to carry wads of cash, which can be risky.
Let's talk about some unique ways to go cashless. Have you heard of wearable payments?
Yes, smartwatches and rings with NFC chips. I tried paying with my watch once. It felt like a spy movie.
That's awesome! I imagine you felt pretty cool. But did people look at you funny?
A little. The cashier was amazed. But it worked. And it's super convenient when your hands are full.
I need to try that. What about travelers who don't trust tech? Any advice for easing into cashless methods?
Start small. Use a mobile payment app for coffee or groceries at home first. Once you're comfortable, try it abroad.
Makes sense. Practice before the big trip. Have you ever used cryptocurrency while traveling?
Not yet, but I know some places accept Bitcoin. It's still niche, though. Most travelers stick to cards and apps.
Crypto is fascinating, but the volatility scares me. Imagine your travel fund dropping 10% overnight.
That would ruin my plans. For now, I'll stick to debit cards. But I like having options.
Me too. Options give you flexibility. Have you ever bartered or traded instead of paying cash?
Once in a remote village, I traded a pen for a snack. It was fun, but not practical for most situations.
That's a great story. Bartering is the original cashless transaction, though not as easy as tapping a card.
Definitely not. But it's a reminder that payment methods keep evolving. Who knows what the next big thing will be?
Maybe one day we'll pay with a handshake. Just kidding. But seriously, the future looks interesting for travelers.
For sure. I'm excited to see how things develop. Any final tips for people considering cashless travel?
Preparation is key. Research your destination, carry backups, and stay flexible. Don't rely on just one method.
Great advice. And remember, sometimes a smile and a little patience go further than any payment method.
Totally agree. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you feel inspired to try traveling without cash.
And maybe you'll discover your own unique way to go cashless. Until next time, safe travels.